Hello, meeples. How are you?
What's going on in that head of yours?
In that head? Which head? Hey guys, good to be with you. We were just thought we'd send a message. I wanted to just talk a little bit about authenticity. So you have some Mormons that get offended when they hear post-Mormons say, well, I just feel like I can be so authentic now. And then, you know, Mormons often will say, well, I'm authentic. Let me give you an example from my perspective of what the difference is. So, like all growing up, my dad was hilarious. He was the life of the party. He was the practical joker, charismatic, boisterous, loud. Everybody just loved him. Hilarious. And so when he got, and he was also a little bit crude, which we all thought was funny, but when he activated in the church, when he was about 43 years old, he kind of morphed. And I can relate because I did the same thing when I was 18 years old. I just kind of shed my old self, and you just, all of a sudden you feel like you have to be what they want you to be, okay? So how does that impact everything that you do? It's actually, you know, just like Mormonism paints, you know, your entire life, well, so does, you know, this notion that, you know, you can't be who you are. It's everything. So, for instance, you know, my dad stopped telling the funny jokes. My dad stopped being loud. You know, all a lot of the practical jokes stopped. And I still love my dad, and I wouldn't mean for this to say he's a lesser person, but you know, how many times have I heard, you know, friends of my dad say, "We miss the old Tony. We miss the old Tony." It's because he was just so much more full of life than he is as a Mormon. Now, if you were to talk to my father, he would say something about like, well, I wasn't a very good person then, okay? He wasn't a very good person then. And what he means by that is that, you know, there were some unsavory parts about him. There were some unsavory parts about me. But to be fair, there are unsavory parts about all Mormons. All Mormons have unsavory parts. Maybe we don't see them as much. Maybe they're not, you know, out there on the surface and out in the open as much, but we all have unsavory parts to us. And so I think that's where a lot of people with religion, they kind of get confused because they think that religion saved them. Religion didn't save them. Jesus didn't save them. They essentially saved themselves. They recognized that certain things weren't working for them, or certain things weren't, you know, appealing to their spouse or family, and so they changed those things. But it doesn't mean you have to overhaul your entire identity. It doesn't mean you have to overhaul your entire personality. Okay, so you see post-Mormons that come out, and oftentimes they go on this kick of, I'm authentic, I am authenticity, I am raw, I am vulnerable, you know, and next thing you know, they take everything to the extreme. Is that authenticity? Authenticity, I think, you know, unless you're just finding yourself, which is totally cool. I'm cool with that, and I get that maybe you never had the chance to really find yourself. Most people do that, you know, in their teens. They kind of figure out who they are in, you know, their late teens and college years. But maybe post-Mormons need to, you know, experiment with that. I don't know, but I'm just thinking about, you know, what is authenticity? If you're being authentic, your true authentic self, you don't really have to try very hard. It's just, you're you. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't have to show anybody anything. You don't have to do anything to be seen. And that's kind of how I want to live my life. I want to live my life not to be seen of others, not to look a certain way, not to try to impress everybody all the time. And I've been guilty of that, and I don't like it. You know, not to not to try to be like the most influential or the most popular, or the most liked, not to really care if I get likes on my social media, you know, like that's the real me. The real me doesn't care. The real me doesn't give a fuck. It doesn't. And the real me doesn't mind that word. The real me doesn't really care what people do, because the real me would stay in their lane. The Mormon me was judgmental. The Mormon me kept score. The Mormon me was tit for tat. But the real me, I'm not like that. And so I just want to get back to that really authentic space where I'm just happy being me, and I don't really care what people think about me or what I do, or there shouldn't be any expectations that I put on myself or others put on me. Now Crystal gets to talk.
Oh, whoa, you're just
did anything I say,
putting me on the spot.
Did anything I say ring true for you, or do you have any thoughts about any of that?
Yeah, I like that you said that it's being authentic is not about how others perceive you. And, you know, why are you looking at me like that?
You're so pretty. Sometimes don't you think we just need to not try so hard?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I was just reading in The New Earth, or A New Earth, I think it's called, by Eckhart Tolle. I just finished the book, and the last chapter was my favorite, and he does talk about the whole concept of not so much effort. Like, being your true authentic self doesn't require so much effort. And we always think that to reach like a level of success, it's like blood, sweat, and tears. But I just love his whole outlook on that. Like, maybe your true authentic self is just so much presence and flowing that it's really not a lot of effort, you know? And
yeah.
That's what I think has been the best part about leaving the church, is because you release all of that belief that you have to strive to reach the celestial kingdom, or to reach perfection. But it's like, finally we just get to relax, and there's not so much effort. It's just about being so present.
Yeah.
That's
what about a question for you? What if someone was to say, I don't even know who I am? You know what I mean? Like those people that feel like they were that. And that's understandable, right?
Yeah.
Because Mormonism is so consuming. So if someone was to say, I'm 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, and I'm leaving this faith, and I don't know who I am outside of this faith.
Yeah, I think it's just a process and a matter of time, and a lot of just practicing, becoming more connected to who you truly are. And I don't think we really learned that in the church. We learn to listen to what the prophet tells us to do and what other people tell us to do, but we don't really learn how to connect with ourselves. And I think that's just something that we have to learn. And it's funny how we have to learn it at this age, but I think everybody can get there. It just takes some time and really just practice.
I think I've been trying meditating.
Yeah, meditating for sure.
And I think it's kind of helping me listen to my inner guidance system, you know. It's kind of helping me tap into that more so. Yeah,
you're clearing out all the noise, and then you're more connected with whatever is.
I will say that meditation, the thought of meditating, it always made me feel like something intimidated me about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it sounds complicated for some reason, and it's really not. Like there's really nothing
like the
to
most
it.
Simplified.
It is nothingness.
Yeah.
But it really does have a profound impact on you. What if someone was to say to you, well, I'm scared to be my true self or my authentic self because I don't know if people will like me.
Then those people are not the people you want to be with anyway. I say you'll find the people that will accept you for who you truly are, and the people who don't are the ones that you kind of need to weed out anyway.
Yeah. That can be hard though.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like letting go of the religion is one thing, letting go of certain relationships, and it can be challenging. We're just not going to pretend that any of this is all that easy, you know?
Yeah.
Give it time. Be patient.
Yeah.
Love yourself. Hold each other tightly.
Yeah.
Cling to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I love you. I'm just going to keep looking at you.
Me or them?
I love you. I'm looking at you. I love you.
I love you.
Oh, you're so pretty. Golly. You know, you just did that whole interview and you've got a green thing in your teeth.
Oh.
You must have eaten a salad or something.
Do I really?
Yeah.
Because I did eat a salad.
Yeah, you've got a green thing in your teeth. Look at this. Look at that. It's really... It's nice, though. It just looks like you've got some decay or something right there. You rock it.
Thanks.
Otherwise, you'd be perfection, and that's just
Otherwise.
not fair.
Can't I be perfection with green in my teeth?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I dig it.